Okay, guys, for our second video today, we're going to continue reading up until page 23. And then after we finish the reading, we're going to take notes for our 3 vocabulary words for today. So make sure you have a notebook and a pencil ready. All right, let's continue.
He was one of the first planters to bring apple trees to many states, including Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Pennsylvania. Johnny owned lots of land and even made some money. And what did Johnny do with this money? Did he build a big house and sit back and relax? He did not. Johnny Appleseed's home was still the great outdoors. He still ate wild fruits and vegetables. He still built fires to cook his food and keep him warm. And he still slept out beneath the moon and stars. And why not? Nature kept giving Johnny all he needed to live his simple life. A meal of honey, fruit, berries, and cornmeal mush cooked in his tin pot was plenty. Sometimes he would eat a meal as the guest of a frontier family, but when they led him to a soft, warm bed, he often said, "Well, no thanks." He would rather sleep under the moon and stars. Johnny Appleseed got cold sometimes. Most of his clothes were thin and tattered. But no one ever heard him say, "Poor me." Even when he did have good clothing, he would likely give it to someone who needed it more than he did. Johnny Appleseed believed that you should be thankful for whatever you had.
Okay, so we're going to stop there for today. We had 2 vocab words that we talked about there. The first one was on page 20, and the word was planter. So he was one of the first planters to bring apple trees to many states. So a planter is just a person who plants things. So we know if it's a person, then it must be which part of speech? Ding, 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 a noun. You're right. And then our last vocabulary word was tattered. The word tattered here, it says, most of his clothes were thin and tattered. So what tattered means is it means that they were old and torn and sort of like ripped. So let's go to our notes. If you don't have your date and vocabulary written yet, you can pause this and do it now. The first word we learned about today was clever, and clever meant smart or intelligent. And since it describes someone, clever is an adjective. Our next vocabulary word was planter. And we said a planter was a person who plants things. Obviously, since it's a person, it's a noun, like we said. And then our last word was tattered. So Johnny's clothes were sometimes tattered, which meant old and torn. And since that describes the clothes again, that will be an adjective. So on your Google form, take your time with your focus question and your 3 sentences for clever, planter, and tattered. Periods on the end. Start with uppercase. Do not rush. And I'll talk to you guys later.